Wondered why you are falling and constantly weak even though you eat healthy, take supplements, and exercise? It might be sarcopenia. They are very common in seniors over 60. Sarcopenia is when your muscles get smaller and weaker as you age. It's not just normal aging, actually losing muscle mass faster than it can build it back up. Think of it like your muscles are slowly shrinking away, even if you can't see it happening. This makes everyday things harder, like getting up from a chair, carrying groceries, or keeping your balance when you walk. Research shows that seniors can lose up to 40% of their muscle mass each year. Half of your muscle strength could disappear in just 12 months if you don't take action. In this video, I will show you 5 foods you should add to your breakfast tomorrow and every morning if you do not want to lose any more muscle. So effective that Chinese traditional doctors recommend it to all their older patients. I promise that by the end of this video you will know exactly what to do to look and feel 40 again. Promise, because as a doctor who has treated thousands of elderly patients struggling with sarcopenia and muscle loss, watched their lifestyle and followed their diets, 10 of them came back with significant results after including these 5 foods we'll be talking about in a minute. Before we begin, where are you watching from and how old are you? What muscle loss problems do you have? Let me know in the comments. I will be replying to each one. My name is Dr. Welcome to the Senior Food Blog. Let us begin. Ever wonder what's happening inside your muscles when you sleep? It's not just magic. It's a 2-step process. Your muscles breaking down and building back stronger. First, the day before you sleep, your muscles are used up and have tiny microscopic tears in the muscle fibers. Now, sounds bad, but it is actually what ignites growth. Secondly, your body senses this damage and goes into full-on repair mode. It sends healing cells that patch up those tears and rebuild the fibers thicker and stronger than before. That's the secret. It's adapting to be ready for the next day. Here's the part most people forget. This repair process can't happen without the right fuel in the morning. You need certain foods for the actual building blocks for new muscles. And most of this rebuilding happens after you've had breakfast. So, if you are not eating the right things at breakfast, you are robbing your muscles of gains. Seniors make the mistake of feeding their muscles the wrong foods when they wake up in the morning. So before we talk about the 5 foods you should eat when you wake up in the morning, tell you 5 foods you should not eat in the morning as they are damaging your muscles. 5 foods to never mix with your breakfasts in the morning if you don't want to keep losing your muscles. Number 1, white bread. Here's what happens when you eat white bread in the morning. The moment it hits your stomach, it breaks down into pure sugar and floods your bloodstream. Body panics and releases massive amounts of insulin to control this sugar spike. But here's the problem. Insulin levels actually block your muscles from using protein to repair themselves on your muscle building factory right when it needs to work the most. But here's the shocking information most seniors don't know. Just stop muscle growth. It actually accelerates muscle breakdown. And when your blood sugar crashes after that initial spike, your body starts breaking down your own muscle tissue to create energy. You're literally eating away your muscles with every slice. Followed 2,000 seniors over 3 years who ate white bread daily for breakfast. The results were alarming. 23% more muscle mass compared to seniors who avoided white bread in the morning. Most people are doing it to themselves every single day. Margaret, a 62-year-old patient who came to my clinic about 2 years ago, she was struggling with classic sarcopenia symptoms. She couldn't get up from her chair without using her arms as support. She had trouble carrying her groceries. She also felt unsteady walking upstairs and was constantly tired even after a full night's sleep. She'd already fallen twice in the past 6 months, and her family was getting worried. After reviewing Margaret's diet history, I discovered something interesting. Every morning before heading to her job, she would grab 2 slices of white toast with butter. It was quick, easy, and kept her full. She thought she was making a practical choice. White bread was literally killing her muscles day after day. So, diet plan for Margaret and included the 5 muscle-building foods we'll be discussing later in this video. In about 2 weeks, she started to show significant progress. She began regaining muscle mass. Her energy level shot up. She could climb stairs without holding the railing. And most importantly, she felt confident and strong again. Margaret even told me she felt like she had her 40-year-old body back. And it all started with removing that morning white bread. 2. Coffee. Ever wonder what happens to your body when you wake coffee up in the morning and reach for a cup of coffee before eating anything? The moment that caffeine hits your empty stomach, it triggers your adrenal glands to release a massive surge of cortisol, your body's stress hormone. But here's the problem. Cortisol is your muscle's worst enemy. When cortisol levels spike without any food in your system, thinks it's in survival mode and immediately starts breaking down your muscle tissue to convert it into glucose for emergency energy. Here's the shocking information most seniors don't know. That morning coffee ritual doesn't just break down muscle. It actually prevents your body from building new muscle for up to 6 hours afterward. Cortisol surge from fasted caffeine consumption blocks a key muscle-building hormone called IGF-1, which is responsible for muscle growth and repair. Even if you eat protein later in the day, your muscle-building machinery stays switched off because of that morning coffee mistake. A recent study showed that 600 seniors who drank coffee on an empty stomach every morning for 14 months. The results were alarming. 22% more muscle mass compared to seniors who either ate before their coffee or avoided morning caffeine entirely. The researchers discovered that fasted caffeine consumption created a condition called chronic muscle catabolism, where the body continuously breaks down muscle tissue throughout the day during rest periods. One of my most challenging cases was James, a security guard who came to see me at the hospital when he was 62 years old. Worked 2 jobs to support his family, a night shift at a warehouse and a day shift at an office building. He would come home exhausted from his night shift, sleep for just 4 to 5 hours, then wake up early to rush to his second job. Because of this brutal schedule, he relied heavily on caffeine and coffee to stay awake, talking 6 to 8 cups a day, always on an empty stomach, because he never had time to eat. But what James didn't know was that this coffee habit was killing him slowly. He started experiencing severe muscle weakness, couldn't lift the heavy equipment at work anymore, and was constantly exhausted despite all that caffeine. Supervisor was considering letting him go because he could barely do his job. When he discovered it was his coffee addiction destroying his muscles, almost too late, he had lost so much strength that even climbing stairs left him breathless. After I helped him adjust his diet and recover from his coffee and caffeine addiction, and he started eating muscle-friendly foods with breakfast instead of just coffee, James is doing a lot better now. He can now work full 12-hour shifts without feeling weak or tired, and he recently started coaching his grandson's little league team, something he never had the energy or strength to do before. James got his life back simply by changing when and how he consumed his coffee. Now, food I'm about to reveal might surprise you because many seniors think they're making a smart protein-rich breakfast choice. In fact, you've probably been told by other doctors or nutritionists that this food is good for you because it's high in protein. Number 3, processed meat. Tell you is the dark processed meat secret hiding inside this breakfast staple, a chemical compound that's silently destroying your muscle fibers from the inside out, even as you think you're feeding them. I'm talking about processed meats, your bacon, sausage, and deli ham that millions of seniors grab for a quick protein breakfast. But here's what's really happening when you eat bacon as part of breakfast in the morning. Within 30 minutes of eating that crispy bacon or breakfast sausage, nitrates and nitrites used to preserve the meat start converting into powerful inflammatory compounds called nitrosamines in your stomach. These toxic chemicals immediately flood your bloodstream and head straight for your muscle tissue where they trigger massive inflammation. Muscle fibers literally start swelling and breaking down as your immune system attacks them, thinking they're under assault. It's like setting off tiny explosions throughout your muscles every time you eat processed meat. But here's the shocking information most seniors don't know. Nitrates don't just cause inflammation. They actually hijack your muscle's repair system and turn it against itself. When nitrosamines reach your muscle fibers, mitochondria, the power plants of your muscle cells. Without functioning mitochondria, your muscles can't produce energy or repair themselves. Even worse, the damaged mitochondria release free radicals that continue destroying healthy muscle tissue for hours after you've finished eating. You're literally poisoning your muscles from the inside out. 400 seniors who ate processed meats for breakfast at least 4 times per week for 16 months. The results were devastating. 33% more muscle deterioration compared to seniors who avoided processed meats entirely. The researchers found that the nitrate exposure created what they called chronic muscle inflammation syndrome, where the muscles remain in a constant state of breakdown to recover or rebuild properly. Just last month, I ran into Sarah at the local grocery store. Sarah is a 67-year-old retired school teacher who I had treated about 8 months ago. When she first came to see me, she was struggling with severe muscle weakness. She couldn't carry her groceries from the car to her house without stopping to rest, had trouble getting out of her bathtub, and her handwriting had become so shaky she could barely sign her name. She was terrified she was developing some neurological condition. During our consultation, I discovered that Sarah had a very specific breakfast routine. Every single morning for the past 12 years, 2 strips of bacon and a breakfast sausage patty, because her late husband had always told her she needed protein to stay strong. She was religious about it, never missed a day. What Sarah didn't realize was that those processed meats were flooding her system with nitrates, creating chronic inflammation that was systematically destroying her muscle fibers. When I saw her at the grocery store last month, I barely recognized her. Effortlessly carrying 2 heavy bags of groceries, walking with energy and confidence. She told me that after switching to the muscle-building breakfast foods I recommended and eliminating processed meats, she now volunteers at 3 different community centers and has even started taking ballroom dancing lessons with a new gentleman friend. Sarah said she feels stronger and more vibrant than she did in her 50s, all because she stopped poisoning her muscles with those morning bacon strips. Number 4. Oatmeal and skim milk. Skim milk. Now, this food might be the most shocking of all because it's literally marketed as the perfect healthy breakfast for seniors. Magazines praise it, dietitians recommend it, and your own doctor has probably told you it's heart healthy. What they're not telling you is that this superfood is actually starving your muscles of the essential nutrients they desperately need to survive and grow. Ever wonder what happens to your body when you wake up in the morning and have oats with low-fat skim milk? Here's the hidden disaster. When you remove the fat from milk, removing calories, you're removing the delivery system that your body needs to absorb crucial muscle-building vitamins like A, D, E, and K. These are fat-soluble vitamins, which means without fat present, they pass right through your system unused. Your muscles are literally starving for these nutrients while you think you're feeding them healthy food. It's like trying to unlock a door but throwing away the key. Here's the shocking information most seniors don't know. Skim milk doesn't just fail to deliver vitamins. It actually leaches calcium and magnesium from your existing muscle tissue. The processing that removes fat from milk creates an imbalanced protein structure that your body can't properly utilize. Instead of building muscle, it has to rob minerals from your muscles to process this incomplete protein, essentially cannibalizing your own muscle tissue to digest what you think is a healthy breakfast. Followed 900 seniors who ate oatmeal with skim milk daily for 18 months. The results were alarming. 29% more muscle mass compared to seniors who used whole milk or avoided dairy altogether. The researchers discovered that the fat-free dairy created what they called nutrient malabsorption syndrome, where muscles become deficient in essential vitamins despite adequate food intake. Remember exactly when I realized how dangerous this healthy breakfast could be. I was at my daughter's graduation ceremony last spring when I spotted Dorothy 9-year-old retired bank manager who had been my patient 2 years earlier. When Dorothy first came to see me, she was experiencing alarming muscle deterioration. She couldn't lift her 30-year-old granddaughter anymore, needed help opening car doors, noticeable tremor in her hands that made her embarrassed to eat in public. What puzzled me initially was that Dorothy was obsessed with eating healthy. For 15 years, she would have a large bowl of steel-cut oats with skim milk and a banana, because her cardiologist had told her it was the perfect heart-healthy, low-fat breakfast. She measured everything precisely and never deviated from this routine. Dorothy couldn't understand why she was getting weaker despite following all the right nutritional advice. At that graduation ceremony, chase her granddaughter around the playground, lifting her up and spinning her around effortlessly. She looked radiant and strong. Dorothy told me that after switching from skim milk to whole milk and adding the muscle-building foods I had recommended, she now works part-time as a personal shopper, requires her to walk miles and carry heavy bags all day. She said she has more energy and strength at 69 than she had at 55. Started when she stopped drinking that healthy skim milk. Number 5, refined cereals. Refined cereals now. The final food on this list is sitting in 90% of senior households right now, and it's probably in your pantry as we speak. You grab it when you're in a hurry. You trust it because it says fortified with vitamins on the box, and you might even choose the ones that claim to support heart health or bone strength. Ever wonder what happens to your body when you wake up in the morning and have cereal? Within an hour of eating that bowl of seemingly innocent cereal, desperately searches for the essential amino acids it needs to repair and build muscle tissue from your overnight fasting state. But here's the problem. Contain incomplete proteins that are missing critical amino acids like leucine, lysine, and methionine. When your muscles can't find these building blocks, go into panic mode and start breaking down your existing muscle tissue to harvest the amino acids they need, forcing your body to cannibalize itself just to function. But here's the shocking information most seniors don't know. Refined cereals don't just lack amino acids. They actually contain anti-nutrients that block your body from absorbing amino acids from other foods you eat throughout the day. The processing that creates those crispy flakes destroys the natural protein structure and creates compounds called phytates and lectins that bind to amino acids in your digestive system and flush them out as waste. Even if you eat chicken or fish later, those muscle-building proteins get stolen away by the cereal you ate hours earlier. A study tracked 500 seniors who ate refined cereals for breakfast daily over 22 months. The results were devastating. 37% more muscle deterioration compared to seniors who ate protein-rich breakfasts or avoided cereals entirely. The researchers discovered that the amino acid deficiency created what they called protein starvation syndrome, where muscles continuously break down because they can't access the building blocks they need even when adequate protein is consumed later in the day. You should have seen the transformation when I bumped into Harold at the hardware store 3 months ago. Is a 71-year-old retired carpenter who had come to see me about a year and a half earlier. When I first met him, devastated because he could no longer do the woodworking projects he loved. His hands would shake when trying to use precision tools. He couldn't lift lumber anymore, and he'd given up his weekend hobby of building birdhouses for his neighborhood because he simply didn't have the strength or coordination. Breakfast routine was as precise as his carpentry work used to be. Every single morning for over 20 years, exactly 2 bowls of raisin bran with low-fat milk, believing he was getting fiber and staying healthy. His late wife had started this routine for him, and he never questioned it. What Harold didn't realize was that those refined bran flakes were systematically starving his muscles of the amino acids they desperately needed, especially after decades of physical labor had already stressed his muscle fibers. At the hardware store, I watched Harold effortlessly carry a stack of 2x4 lumber to his truck. His hands were steady, his movements confident. Harold told me that after eliminating refined cereals and switching to the muscle-building breakfast foods I had recommended, custom furniture again, and recently completed a beautiful oak dining table for his daughter's family. He said he feels like he has his craftsman's hands back and the strength he had in his 50s, all because he stopped eating those healthy bran flakes every morning. You know, the five breakfast foods that have been killing your muscles. It's time for the good news. What I'm about to share with you are the 5 most powerful muscle-building foods that can completely reverse sarcopenia and restore the strength you thought was gone forever. These aren't just random foods I'm recommending. These are scientifically proven muscle builders that I've used to help over 1,000 seniors reclaim their strength and vitality. Part is you can find every single one of these foods at your local grocery store, and you can start adding them to your breakfast tomorrow morning. Remember Margaret, the security guard who couldn't get up from her chair, who couldn't open jar lids, Sarah, who was too weak to carry groceries, Dorothy, who couldn't lift her granddaughter, and Harold, who gave up his woodworking. Single one of them transformed their lives by replacing those muscle-destroying foods with these 5 powerful alternatives. So, grab a pen and paper because you're going to want to write these down. Before I reveal these 5 life-changing foods, I need to ask you something. What do you think so far? Are you starting to realize why you might be losing muscle despite doing everything you thought was right? Drop a comment and let me know. Genuinely curious about your experience. And if this information is helping you understand what's been happening to your body, please hit that subscribe button. Hours researching and creating these videos to help seniors like you. And your subscription tells me you value this information. It only takes 1 second to me and helps me reach more people who desperately need this knowledge. Let us continue. The 5 breakfast foods that will help you look and feel 40 again. Number 1. Do you know what Greek yogurt happens when you eat plain Greek yogurt in the morning? 15 minutes of consuming this muscle-building powerhouse digestive system breaks it down into a flood of high-quality amino acids that rush directly to your muscle fibers. Contains an incredible 20 gj of complete protein per cup. That's double the protein of regular yogurt. But here's what makes it special. It's packed with leucine that literally switches on your muscle-building machinery. Greek yogurt delivers 2.5 g of leucine per serving, exactly the threshold your muscles need to trigger protein synthesis. A recent study followed 1,200 seniors aged 65 to 75 who added plain Greek yogurt to their breakfast daily for 12 months. The results were remarkable. Average of 18% more lean muscle mass compared to seniors who didn't include Greek yogurt in their diet. Even more impressive, percent of participants reported significant improvements in grip strength and 68% showed better balance and mobility scores. The researchers found that the combination of casein and whey proteins in Greek yogurt provided both immediate and sustained muscle building benefits throughout the day. Now, here's how to enjoy Greek yogurt for maximum muscle benefits. Always choose plain full-fat Greek yogurt. The fat helps your body absorb muscle-building vitamins A, D, E, and K. Chopped walnuts or almonds for healthy fats and extra protein. And if you need sweetness, use fresh berries instead of honey or sugar. 30 minutes of waking up when your muscles are most receptive to protein. Number 2, eggs. Do you know what happens when you eat eggs in the morning? The moment you consume this incredible muscle-building food, your body receives all 9 essential amino acids in perfect proportions. Eggs, the gold standard of complete proteins. Within 30 minutes of eating eggs, these amino acids flood your bloodstream and head straight to your muscle tissue, where they provide every single building block your muscles need to repair and grow. But here's what makes eggs truly extraordinary. The highest biological value of any food, meaning your body can use 94% of the protein for actual muscle building, only 60 to 70% from most other protein sources. Plus, eggs are loaded with vitamin D, acts like a hormone that tells your muscles to absorb more protein and grow stronger. A recent study tracked 1,800 seniors aged 60 to 80 who ate 2 whole eggs every morning for 14 months. The results were astounding. a 24% increase in muscle protein synthesis, and gained an average of 2.3 L of lean muscle mass. Most remarkably, participants showed improved leg strength and 76% reported better overall physical performance. Discovered that the combination of complete amino acids and vitamin D in eggs created what they called optimal muscle anabolic conditions, essentially turning the body into a muscle-building machine. Here's how to enjoy eggs for maximum muscle benefits. Always eat the whole egg. Contains half the protein plus all the vitamin D and healthy fats your muscles need. Coconut oil or grass-fed butter for additional healthy fats that boost protein absorption. The best preparation methods are scrambled, poached, soft-boiled to preserve the delicate amino acid structure. Eat them as your first food of the day when your muscles are hungriest for protein after the overnight fast. 3. Do you know what happens when you eat avocado in the morning? Within 20 minutes of consuming this nutrient-dense superfood, receives a powerful dose of monounsaturated fats that act like a delivery system for muscle-building nutrients. Avocados contain over 20 vitamins and minerals. By what makes them crucial for seniors, they're packed with potassium more than bananas, which prevents muscle cramps and maintains proper muscle contraction. The healthy fats in avocados also trigger the production of testosterone and growth hormone, two critical hormones that decline with age, are essential for maintaining and building muscle mass. Plus, avocados contain glutathione, antioxidant that protects your muscle cells from the damage caused by exercise and daily stress, allowing them to recover and grow stronger. Study followed 400 seniors aged 63 to 79 who added half an avocado to their breakfast daily for 15 months. The results were impressive. They showed a 19% improvement in muscle protein synthesis and experienced significantly less muscle soreness after physical activity. Most remarkably, 70% of participants reported better joint mobility and 71% showed improved muscle recovery times between workouts. The researchers found that the combination of healthy fats and antioxidants in avocados created what they called enhanced nutrient-up conditions, essentially helping muscles absorb and utilize protein more effectively from all the other foods they ate. Here's how to enjoy avocado for maximum muscle benefits. Choose ripe but firm avocados that yield slightly to pressure. An avocado with a pinch of sea salt and spread it on your eggs or slice it and add to your Greek yogurt for a creamy texture boost. The healthy fats help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K from other foods. Always eat avocado with protein. The combination enhances amino acid absorption by up to 40%, making every bite of your muscle-building breakfast more effective. Number 4. Lean meats. Lean meats. Turkey, chicken. Do you know what happens when you eat lean meats like turkey or chicken in the morning? Within 45 minutes of consuming these premium muscle-building proteins, your digestive system breaks them down into a powerful stream of amino acids that your muscles recognize as the highest quality fuel available. Contain the most concentrated source of complete protein you can find. A 4 serving of turkey or chicken breast delivers 35 g of pure bioavailable protein. What makes lean meats special for seniors? They're packed with creatine, a natural compound that increases muscle strength and power. Plus, they contain high levels of B vitamins that help your muscles convert protein into actual muscle tissue more efficiently than any other food source. Study followed 2,100 seniors aged 62 to 78 who included 3 to 4 ounces of lean meat in their breakfast routine for 16 months. The results were extraordinary. They gained an average of 3.1 lives of lean muscle mass and showed a 31% improvement in muscle strength compared to seniors who relied on plant proteins or dairy alone. Impressive, of participants reported increased energy levels throughout the day and 78% showed significant improvements in their ability to perform daily activities like climbing stairs and carrying groceries. The researchers found that the high leucine content in lean meats up to 3.5 g per serving provided the strongest muscle-building signal possible. How to enjoy lean meats for maximum muscle benefit. Grass-fed options when possible for higher nutrient density. Cook them gently, grilled, baked, sautéed in healthy fats like coconut oil to preserve the delicate amino acid structure. Slice leftover dinner chicken or turkey and add it to your morning eggs, or prepare turkey breakfast sausage without added sugars or preservatives. Pair with healthy fats, like avocado, to enhance protein absorption and provide sustained energy for your muscles throughout the morning. Now, before I tell you the last food, the one that traditional Chinese medicine doctors have been using for centuries, which of these first 4 foods surprised you the most? Have you been avoiding any of them because you thought they were unhealthy? And let me know. And if you're finding value in this information, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. Thousands of seniors who need this information, but they'll never see it unless you help by subscribing and sharing. Number 5, nuts and seeds. Happens nuts and seeds when you eat nuts and seeds in the morning. The moment you consume these nutritional powerhouses, your body receives a unique combination of plant-based protein, healthy fats, and essential minerals that work together like a perfectly orchestrated muscle-building symphony. Within an hour of eating nuts and seeds, the healthy fats, especially omega-3 fatty acids, reduce inflammation in your muscle tissue, ideal environment for growth and repair. Meanwhile, the protein provides crucial amino acids like arginine, which increases blood flow to your muscles, more nutrients exactly where they're needed. But here's the secret weapon. Nuts and seeds contain magnesium and zinc that directly activate over 300 enzymes involved in muscle protein synthesis, essentially supercharging your body's ability to build new muscle tissue. Study tracked 650 seniors aged 65 to 82 who added 2 ounces nuts and seeds to their breakfast daily for 18 months. The results were remarkable. 22% increase in muscle protein synthesis rates and gained an average of 1.8 lbs of lean muscle mass. Most significantly, percent of participants experienced reduced muscle soreness and faster recovery times, while 79% reported improved grip strength and hand function. The researchers discovered that the anti-inflammatory properties of nuts and seeds created what they called enhanced muscle recovery conditions to repair and grow more efficiently than ever before. Here's how to enjoy nuts and seeds for maximum muscle benefits. Choose raw, buck-like almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, and chia seeds to avoid inflammation-causing additives. Soak them overnight to improve digestibility and nutrient absorption. Add a handful to your Greek yogurt or sprinkle them on your eggs for a protein and healthy fat boost. Combination is 1 oz of nuts with 1 tosp of seeds. This provides the perfect ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fats that your muscles need for optimal growth and recovery. Now, people will watch this video and go right back to doing what's easy and comfortable. They'll keep eating their white bread, sugary cereals, processed meats because change feels hard. But not you, right? You're different. You're going to apply this information. Stay consistent with these muscle-building foods. Come back to give us feedback about how well your sarcopenia is reversing and how much stronger you're feeling. If this video has opened your eyes to what's really been happening to your muscles, and you now have a clear action plan to start building strength again, the least you can do is hit that subscribe button. I've just given you information that could literally transform your life and help you feel 40 again. Information that most doctors won't tell you and that could save you thousands in medical bills. Subscribing is free, 1 second, and it helps me continue creating content that changes lives. So please subscribe now, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers. Senior Food Blog.